Hello. I gotta get out of this parking spot. Happy Thursday. It is spring break here starting tomorrow, so for the next 10 days the kids do not have school. And last night I went and picked up my best friend. I don't know if she's on there. Whoops. Stay in your lane. I don't know if you can see her. But I got my baby last night and she spent the night with me. Best friends reunited. Oh, I saw the heater on from this morning. I can't see. So now I have to go drop her off. And I had my daughter go with me last night to pick her up because I am having anxiety about going to the house, which is funny. It used to be going to my mom's house I had the anxiety. Now I'm staying at my mom's and I have anxiety when I go where I used to live. But that's also because my crabby, grumpy ex-boyfriend. I am wearing Christmas pajamas, by the way. I only have one pair of warm pajamas because it's Florida and it doesn't really get that cold, so I don't have a lot of PJs. So bringing Christmas back in March, basically. But my ex-boyfriend he messages me at night, oh, I want my name off the business and you're so lazy and stupid and I can't stand you. Like, even though I'm gone, it hasn't stopped. And anytime he thinks I'm getting further and further away, which is what I've been trying to tell him the whole time is gonna happen, but he doesn't want to listen. So now he's starting to feel it, like I haven't been home. This one right here is my weakness. Like, anytime I've ever gotten mad and left, I always come back because of her. Defend Trump. Wow. There is actually a stand on the side of the road. Defend Trump. Jail Mueller. Weird. I'm not political, but those people have nothing to do with their day, apparently. Donald can't do it alone. Wow. That's weird. I've never seen anything like that. Okay. I should have turned the camera around because that was really weird. Totally distracted. So, yeah. I usually go back home because of her. And I said last night I was coming to get her to spend the night with me, and he said, oh, I don't know about that. And I said, I'll be there to get her. I didn't even go into it, but she was my dog 6 months before I ever met him, so all the other 6 animals we got together. But this is mine. I've had her for 11 years. She's still alive. I can keep that one safe. I would lay down on top of her to save her. So my plan for the day was to get the kids to school, come home and take a nap. It didn't work out that way at all. I got the kids to school, which they have to be to school 3 hours apart, by the way, 2 hours apart. She's got to be there at 7, he's got to be there at 9. So that 2 hours in between. My daughter's car, her tires are all shredded, like, long story, but she can't drive her car right now, so I had to take her. Then I had to take him. Then I came back, and my friend called. It was coming over. So I said, okay, but I want to take a nap when you get here. Okay. So then I'm laying down finally to take my nap. And my mom says, oh, Electra's still here. She wants to let her dog out, which she totally can. She's overreacting. But I'm not going to argue with her. So I said, I'll take Electra home. And soon, they're going to start getting out of school. When do I get my nap? Oh well. Story of everyone's life, right? No time for sleepies. This thing keeps moving around. I want it on my puppy, but I can't see. Oh, she's so cute. Okay, I'm swerving all over the road trying to see my pup. We thought she was gonna die 4 years ago? I don't know if it's 4 or 5 now, but we were waiting for her birthday to come around, and we thought it was gonna be her last one. We threw a big party and decorated, princess decorations. We went all out. And I took everything down, but could never take the happy birthday banner off the wall because I said this is going to be her last birthday, and I feel like it's a big jinx to take this down. And now this is going to be her 4th birthday since that one. March 16th is her birthday. And today is what, like the 6th, 7th, something like that, I don't know. So, she's gonna have another one. But that birthday banner is good for predicting the weather. If it's really humid, it curls up. And if it's not, it lays flat on the wall. Because now at this point, I can't take it down. I feel like if I take it down, I'm killing her. So, it just stays there. I was hoping someone would be on today to talk to me. I really want to get to know everybody, and I know I keep missing someone. I know you had said if I was on the other day, but I was so busy the other day. Being alone in my mom's house is almost impossible. There's so many people there. There's my mom, sometimes my dad. Oh, I'll tell you a good story about him in a minute. Oh boy. My sister, her husband, her 2 kids, my 2 kids, me. There's 9 people in that house. And then my daughter's boyfriend, and I have a friend. Still can't really talk about, but a lot of people in there, so trying to be alone is not an easy task. And I was alone today. I was laying down. It was peaceful and dark and cold outside and just perfect. And my mom strikes. So, let me tell you about my dad. Like bad alcoholic. Not like drinks a few drinks every day. Like, no. He has to sneak it from my mom, so he downs vodka and thinks nobody knows. It's obvious. And he is a shitty asshole. Like a diarrhea asshole when he's drinking. The worst person to be around. So, him and my mom have been together for 40 years. 40. And she, every time he'll get drunk, he'll go make an ass of himself for a while, and then he'll go to the VA and dry himself out and say, oh, I've changed and I'm ready to come home. And she's like, okay. So this time, it's back to me and my sister have to move out. Okay, I think it's all working well. I want to be on my own. I can't be under the rules. Plus, I don't even have my own room. I don't have my own bed there. Like, I'm trying to get out, as I've talked about before. I'm trying. Shit is very expensive, though. I've been there for 2 months. My sister and her husband and 2 kids have been there for 3 years. Okay, I think that there's a little difference in me and that. Not that I'm throwing her under the bus or saying anything bad about her, but I just don't understand how we're in the same category. Anyway, so he talked all kinds of shit about me behind my back to my mom, which I've never had a close relationship with him. I don't talk to him. He doesn't talk to me. And so he decides he's going to leave. He can't handle it. He tells my mom to make us get out. And my mom said, don't make me choose between my children and you, because you are the ones screwing up the household and the girls are the ones helping. So he gets mad. He takes off. This is like where I'm going for stress relief, believe it or not. So then my mom says, oh yeah, I'm looking at the credit card statement. Your dad is staying at the Flamingo. That sounds like a nice place. And I said, the gay resort, Mom? And she said, she looks at her laptop at the description on Google and she said, it is a gay resort. I was like, why is Dad there? And she said, I don't know, but he booked 2 nights. So he tells my brother that he didn't realize when he booked the room. I still don't know about that, because if you look it up, in Florida, the Rainbow or the Flamingo Resort, it is full of rainbows. It is full of, it advertises itself as a gay resort. Like, you know, if you just want something fun to do, go look and tell me what you think. Could it have been an accident? I don't know. But he did book an additional 2 nights after that because the cost was good. There's cheaper hotels in that part of the area. In that part of the area? Yeah. Than that. Anyway. So, of course, we've all made gay jokes about my dad, which if you're gay, that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that. It's just fun to tell your kids that your grandpa's gay. You know, whatever. It's fun. So, I'm at the house. I'm going to have to take her in and then finish my story in a minute. If you'll be so kind as to wait for me. Oh, someone's here. And I'm telling a good story. Will you wait for me? Will I drop my puppy off inside? Please? And I'll finish my story about my dad. 1 second. Come on, pumpkin. Come on, baby. Come on, we're home. Come on, pumpkin. Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Go to the door. Inside. Okay. Well, no one's here anymore, but that's okay. on with the story. So, I sent him a text message while he was there. And I just said, like, I've never asked anything from you for the last 10 years. And this is my time that I'm asking my parents for help. And he, biological dad. So I said, maybe you don't consider me you don't consider yourself my parent. I don't know. But I have been catching up my bills since I've been there. And I said, I'm trying to find somewhere affordable. So when I get out, I have to ask for help. I've got all my bills paid up, which they're not bills, they're like renewals for the business because it's a new year. And there's a lot of things that you have to renew. So, I just kind of try to explain it to him. I did say a couple sarcastic things in there, but then he never answered me, of course. He just sent my mom an email and said something really shitty about me. So, whatever. It is what it is. I really can't stand him. I try and avoid him, but then I try and be nice because he's my dad. But you know what? Fuck him. I don't care. So, then he goes to the VA, of course, like clockwork. And he checks himself in. And my mom's like, that's my best friend when he's sober. I'm like, please don't come home. She's like, no, he's got to dry himself out. He's got to go to a rehab. It's not going to happen. He's going to be back. And I have to get out of here. I have to find a place. This is my most stressful thing. And I don't want to end up back at the house with douchebag because, well, I can't call him douchebag. That's my other ex-boyfriend. Meanie Pants. I can't go back to Meanie Pants because my anxiety, I was having panic attacks, so I can't do it. So, I don't even know. But I am hoping that he did learn a lesson because he was all tough guy and, I'm going to find my own apartment and I'm not coming home. And even my brother was helping him try to find somewhere, and he couldn't find anywhere. And he has lots of money in the bank from when my grandparents died. So, if you can't afford it or find somewhere with money, what makes you think I can get in somewhere? You have to have proof of income. I own a business. I don't know. I have proof of income. I don't have pay stubs. And they say like, oh, your income has to be 3 times more than the rent. And some weeks I don't make any money. Some weeks I make lots of money. I don't know. It's all different. Get off my ass and just I pay the rent. How about that? Let's work out a deal here. You let me in, I give you money. Sounds fair. It's not that easy. And the price of stuff is so expensive. It's gross how much money they want. I feel empty now without my friend with me. I put her in the house and the boys were sniffing her down. They knew she was somewhere. Oh yeah. So that's what's been going on lately with my dad. Who knows what's going on there. And then my sister is still the only one cleaning, which is the way she wants it. But she's doing really good. And the schedule is really filling up. So, everything is going really good for me right now. Besides that I'm at my mom's and have nowhere to live. Besides that, everything's fine. It's fine. just fine. You're probably gonna turn sideways. Oh, I knew it. We went around that corner a little fast, but there were lots of cars coming. Now there's a cat casually crossing the road. Apparently not scared of cars. Okay. You take your time, kitty. I'm not gonna run you over. No one's here to talk to me again. So, make sure if you want to catch me live and talk to me, like I know a couple of you have mentioned it in the comments, subscribe to the little bell. Make sure that's on. It'll tell you. And then you can at least pop in and be like, hey, I'm at work. Or, you know, whatever. Even if you just get in a sentence or two, we'll get to know each other better. For those of you interested, that is. And give me ideas of what you want to see. Like, I know a couple of times I've driven on the interstate, but I've been so flustered when I was doing it, I don't know if it actually posted, to be honest with you. And because that's something I'm really terrified of. But I've done it, I think, twice since I've been driving. For like a year, a little over a year. Or, I mean, don't tell me to like eat a palmetto bug, because I'm not going to do that. But something maybe that would help you, like if you're scared to leave your house, like, hey, because I've been there, totally been there. And just ask me to do something that you know I'm scared of, and maybe it'll, you know, push you to be able to do that. Or you can just watch Shameless and follow her struggle, because that was pretty. It's supposed to be funny, but to me, I found it inspiring because I've seriously been there. Like bad. Where I couldn't leave. Not for the reasons that she did in Shameless, but just because as soon as I would go outside, I would start to have a panic attack. I was safe inside. I didn't imagine the gunshots and screeching tires, and I didn't do all that, but I just knew I didn't feel safe. But regardless, I've come a long way. And I don't want to get too deep or too morbid sounding, but at one point, I did think about killing myself. I was so terrified of everything. This is when I checked myself into a mental facility. And I just said, I can't live like this. It's crazy. And then I didn't know about different medications. They put me on the Xanax and all this stuff that was knocking me out. And I was like, this isn't life. Just to fall asleep. I don't want to live this way. And I thought that was it, and it couldn't be fixed. And it wasn't until I went to the library and I rented 2 books on anxiety, because we didn't have internet at the time. And I started reading these books, and when I heard like things that I felt, or when I saw it in the book, read it, you kind of hear it when you're reading a book. I do. Anyway, it became so much more real to me. And I remember, I've talked about this before, the anxiety dragon. And in the book it said, Think of your anxiety like a big dragon over your head. And every time you have a bad thought, every time you turn around and don't do something that you're scared of, that dragon gets bigger and bigger, and it has more and more control over you, and it's taking you over. And every time you stand up to your anxiety or you do something that you're afraid of, that dragon shrinks down. And your goal is to have a lizard in the palm of your hand that you can control. And when I thought about it that way, it made so much sense. And when I would get scared, I would actually envision the dragon getting bigger. And it's kind of like, I play a lot of games on my phone. I've talked about that before too. But it's almost like a game too. Like, oh, I'm going to score a point for the lizard, not the dragon. I'm going to take a point from the dragon, give it to the lizard. And, you know, it was a whole thing for me. But it totally helped just thinking about it that way. And then, of course, when I did get internet again, I found all the sleep hypnosis stuff, which my therapist told me about that. And she wanted me to keep paying to go there. And I was like, oh, it's on YouTube for free. So, started doing that. And just little by little, these things that have helped me. And also, anxiety comes and goes in stages. You don't know when it's going to hit. You don't know when it's going to go away. I could go a couple years without having a panic attack, but then it could come back and I could have it nonstop for 6 months. Because when I have my anxiety, people say, oh, you have an anxiety attack, it lasts for 15 minutes, you feel tired afterwards, you usually take a nap, and then it goes away. That's not true for me. Mine is like that. It peaks and it may stay for 15 minutes and I start to feel a little bit better, but then it'll peak right back up, right back up. I'll wake up with night terrors. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go down where I feel that relaxation. So, and it's constant. I have to get on my phone, play a game, find something to distract my mind from what's going on with my body, do all my mind exercises. Hopefully nobody asked me to get in the car at that time because I can't do it. But through this, you've seen my struggles on driving. I have literally been on here before and pulled over on the side of the road and cried because I couldn't make it to where I was going. But I started the car back up and I would make it every time. Every time you can do it. It feels scary. It feels like you're. But I'll tell myself, like, I just have to make it to that light. This light's maybe 50, 60 feet away. I just said that to be fancy. I don't know how big feet are away, but it sounded good. Anyway, so, you know, and then I'll make it and I'll say, okay, if I get to that next light, I'm going to let myself pull over. Of course, by the time you get to the light, it's, well, if I can just make it to the next one, or if I can just make it to that Circle K. There's not a Circle K there either. I don't know why that came into my head. But, you know what I mean? I'm imagining a Circle K. You have to do this to get yourself through sometimes. So even if, whatever it is, just push yourself a little bit. And when you start to get scared, maybe just stay right there. Don't even go further at first. Just stay right when you start to get scared. And I'm going to relate it back to Shameless. She would do that. She would go out the front door to the front step. The next day she knew that she made it to the front step the day before, so that front step was okay. So the second day she'd go to the second step. And she would get scared there and she'd stop. But the first step was no longer a problem for her anymore because she knew that she could do that. And that's what I'm saying. To me, that show was so goofy and supposed to be funny, but I took a lot from that because That says so much about anxiety. If I can get into my car and I can drive 1 block, but I know that 3 blocks from the house I had a panic attack one time. I might have drove by there 100 times, but that one time that you had the panic attack, that's what your brain remembers. So every time you hit that 3rd block, panic attack, because you had one there before. That 1st block, that 2nd block, those are okay, fine. Kick your feet up on the dash, have a good time. Your brain doesn't care. You hit that 3rd block, panic. So you have to figure out how to get past that 3rd block and get to the 4th block and say, oh, I made it. I can make it to the 4th block. So now that 3rd block that I was scared of, that one's okay. Now the 4th block is scary. And then push it to the 5th and the 6th until when you get into the car, you're not scared anymore. And if you do get scared, you can tell yourself, I've done this so many times that it's not scary. And another thing I've learned, and these exercises do sound silly, but when you're having a panic attack, you know that it's scary or silly at the time, but it's so scary that it's so real. But tell yourself things like, I've never had a panic attack since I hung this octopus up in my car. Or I've never had a panic attack since I got this vape box. I've never had a panic attack since I've been wearing these shoes. Because with anxiety and panic, we relate it to everything that has happened. Like, I had a panic attack outside of this store before. So every time I pass this store, I'm going to have a panic attack. And you're reinforcing negative thoughts. So if you just say, well, I did have a panic attack outside of that store, but I was wearing tennis shoes, and today I'm wearing flip-flops. So it's not the same. It's totally different because I'm wearing flip-flops, not tennis shoes. So I'm not going to have a panic attack. And that does help. And I'm done talking. I'm back. Hopefully I said something to help you, and it wasn't just all annoying blabber. So let me know, and turn on your bells so that you can talk to me next time. And I'll see you soon. Have a happy, safe, anxiety-free Thursday. Bye.